So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final game of the NRC2 Championship 2019, as the New South Wales Country Cockatoos make their way onto the field through the tunnel of the under-12 kids. It will appear that they're then going to leave for the WA kids. Oh no, they are staying for Western Australia. The New South Wales Country Cockatoos, had a chat with them before we came to air. They are ready to go. They are looking forward to just ripping into this one. It has been, if you look about who's had the easier route to the finals, then you would probably say that Perth Gold would be that. They took on Tasmania and dispatched them relatively easily in game one on Thursday night, and then took on South Australia yesterday, and that was a bridge too far for the Black Falcons. New South Wales Country as Perth Gold make their way onto the field. And New South Wales Country had an easy run out on the Thursday night as well. And then were challenged somewhat by Queensland Country. Just saw on your screen the trophy that they are playing for.
Just gonna check
There it is.
Yeah, all good.
Fairly good looking piece of silverware.
Probably just gonna wait for them.
So we await the start of this one, and they are playing for the trophy. This one is the final. New South Wales Country Cockatoos wearing the orange jerseys. Perth Gold wearing the black and gold. Teams are in. We are ready to go. Just waiting for the kids to leave the playing area. They're still taking their moments in the sun.
Happy?
At an under-12 state competition today. And we are underway. The wind is getting up. It's not as bad as it's been, but it is up. Taylor will have first hands on the ball.
Carried back.
Back into the 22. Kicked high. And that is the start that Perth Gold would want. Just getting in the way of each other. And Perth are up and around and want the first scrum. It's our first set piece battle of the day.
On the left, yeah. On the left.
Let's go, punch it. Let's go, all right now. Nice left kill. Kill call.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Perth with a good solid start.
Advantage.
And they get New South Wales Country moving backwards. Tarawa loses it going forwards. Short pass wasn't there, but they've got the penalty from the scrum.
Number one, not staying straight.
So there we have it. Number one not staying straight. So a penalty in front. They do have the wind at the back. We'll see what they want to do with it. We're asking for a ball to begin with. Unfortunately, most of the ball kids, I think, have been running around and playing today. I haven't asked for a tee, just a ball. And a look at the post. Decided he wants to kick down into the corner. So as far as set pieces go, Perth with the early points on the board, winning the first scrum. Shortened line out of 5 for Perth.
Just wait. Can't have 2 halves. No, it's your attacking line out. You can't have 2 halves.
They want 2 halves and 2 hookers. They can only have 1 of each. Referee happy to let them reset. Over the back they go. Taken by Mio. Hard and fast from Sewer. Again, Perth will look into midfield. Disruption was good enough. Nethery got hands on the ball. On New South Wales country, the Cockatoos will have a penalty. It is a true countryside as the kick, and we just see that the wind is starting to play a little bit of havoc. Harris had to go and get it. Big challenge in midfield. Looking to snipe around the fringes, didn't quite find a way through.
You're outside. Advantage late.
It's come off a Perth foot, but the advantage for late, and the halfback Damon, captain of the side, struggling a little bit.
Ball was clearly gone.
As we welcome into the commentary box Jason Hyam from his other duties today. How are you, Jason?
Thank you, Dave. Very good, mate. Very good. Looking forward to an exciting game here. This is hopefully lives up to all the promises.
And again, they can't find touch with the penalty. And Perth can strike back. Jackson carried it in. Bounces his way into midfield. We'll find Olo. Olo gets the leg drive going. Will carry towards the 22. Perth now out on that far side. Will pull it out the back to Meredith. Meredith trying to find an alleyway, couldn't find one. Sewer gets man and ball in the backfield, driven backwards by the Cockatoos.
Good, thank you. Stay there. Stay there.
Tawara is met in the backfield as well. New South Wales country deciding that they've got to take this by the scruff of the neck. Turned over with the counter ruck. The box kick. Hangs up in the wind again. How's the bounce? Bounce goes into touch.
Happy they're both going for the ball there.
Great power by New South Wales there in the defence, Dave. Some big tackles, and then obviously the big counter ruck. Looking to flood that ruck and create that turnover. So some big strong bodies there. Looks like that New South Wales country pack looks to be substantially bigger than the Perth Gold pack, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get around to scrum time.
A little bit messy in the line-out, and Perth Gold will come away with it. So Perth launching from inside their own half.
Advantage. 2 never made it back onside.
Marshall was wandered into an offside position. So Perth have a free rein. Leg drive again. Works hard towards the halfway line. He's lost it, but they're going to come back. It's a fair chunk of centre that. David, wearing the number 12 jersey.
Yeah. Number 2, never made it back.
So we're seeing the conditions coming into it. New South Wales country, the Cockatoos have had 2 shots at touch and missed both of them so far.
Seems to be a lot more difficult playing in the southerly direction than it does playing towards the north. This breeze going from south to north, obviously favouring the Perth team at the moment. Really tough to get any kind of clearance, or having said that, that hasn't helped their line out much there at all.
Yeah, we are back to everything needing to be absolutely spot on. Ball away again. Damon, short ball. We'll find Lenihan. Little pick and drive, probably the best option he could have, and the counter ruck this time comes from Perth. Scrappy penalty.
First movement is off feet.
So I think our referee today is going to have his work cut out.
First movement is beyond the ball.
And it'll be another penalty and another chance to find a tactical line-up position, and this time they do drive it down. And they will get the line-up. 7 minutes gone and 0-0. I think that's the first time in this entire weekend that we've hit the 8-minute mark with no score.
Yeah, there's been some really quick starts to some of these games this weekend, and oh,
Backwards.
Damon pulled it out the back, gave man and ball. Has to go and tidy up his own mess. And again, they just try and snipe around the edges, but Perth are up to the task at the moment. Out to that far side.
Tackle 6, open up.
Fangupo gives it again and again. The first contact at the gain line, and then they got away. And they will come near side. Find Vinacolo.
No, stay out.
Flat ball again, little show and go from Brook, and then the inside ball. Flat ball again, out to the far side. They do find a little bit of room. Can't beat the last man though. Offload to Vinacolo, just doesn't quite get there. They're off again, Damon. Off the bootlaces, now they're away. Gibbon just brought down before the line. Then goes over, not held, and the try is scored.
great awareness on the outside there by Gibbon, wasn't it? To know that he wasn't held in the tackle, able to roll back to his feet and keep going.
Just have a look, that's the tap, so that's not held.
And not held again? Absolutely.
Well, I mean, again, we can talk about it a million times. That one I'm happy with. This one, I think he's got him. He's got to let go.
I think
first one I'm absolutely fine with. First one's a tap, second one, second one's a tackle, and he's got to let him go.
His momentum still brought him down. You got to bring him to ground and hold him. He hasn't held him.
Well, you can't hold him because you have to release him as soon as you made the tackle.
You got to bring him to ground. It's all one movement there.
Yeah, agree or disagree on that one, I think. I'll be interested to, I'm sure there's one that will be looked at, but yeah, for me, the second one's a tackle.
I think he's brought him to ground. He's thrown him and released, not.
But he has to release the ball. If you get brought to the ground, the first one I'm happy with, because he's tapped. So the kick is on its way. Couldn't quite deal with the wind.
The wind is wreaking havoc.
Yeah, that one is debatable, I think.
50-50 and it went his way, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gone in the scorebook. I mean, I'm not going to... I can't change it. I just like talking about it.
He could have made it much easier if he just played it to, is that BU on the outside, was it, number 6?
Yeah, he had a day out on Thursday night, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, cracker this week. He's been fantastic. But maybe he just did the old John past him on the outside. He could have walked it and we wouldn't be having the debate. But nevertheless, an 11 is a finisher and he's going to do his best to get in there anyway.
I mean, play the whistle. I'm not holding anything against... not holding anything against...
Off the other play, it's gone back.
The winger. It's gone backwards, so Perth gold. Will he be stung into action by that?
Use.
Vorster sends it out to Sewer. Perth have coughed it up over on that far side. And that will allow Davis to counter-attack. Turned over again, though. Far side, Miller. Miller finds a little bit of space, and Miller will get around. Absolutely no question about that one from Miller. And Perth will even it up with the kick to come.
Some great pace on the outside from Miller. Just cracked into his stride pretty quickly there and looked like he left everybody else behind. Here we go on the replay. Over the top. The old stop goes, stands is made up, and off he goes. Wow, that's worked out well.
Let's really pick our timing in the breakdown, eh? Yeah. Couple of.
Just having a chat with
It's lost, yeah.
having a chat with the Perth captain.
As we said earlier, it should be a slightly easier kick with the wind going corner to corner, almost blowing this one over the posts.
Yeah, this one you just need to get it online and on the way and let the wind do its work. It's on its way. Looks good, and the flags go up, so Perth will go up by 2 points. So New South Wales country will have to restart, and I think this is probably what we expected, just ding-dong, toe-to-toe, haymaker for haymaker kind of day.
Absolutely, a lot of back and forth, hopefully. Turning this into a really interesting final for this National Rugby Championship Division 2.
Taylor trying to find a way through. Again, they will just try and find grass, which they do, turn them around. The Cockatoos can reset, or when you see, oh, 2 big ones.
Referee not happy with that second one, looked like it was a bit high.
Penalty advantage.
Still the penalty advantage. Fangupo pulls it out the back. Absolutely swarmed by the black and yellow jerseys. Darman out the back. Then they will put the ball on the boot. Yeah, I think he wants a word with somebody. It's an interesting one when you...
20, please.
The 20 is Olo. Just see whether we can hear what's said.
Explain it. You've braced with your shoulder for the tackle, but the player is falling, so it's only a yellow card.
So no arms, essentially.
Aye, no arms. And
Oh.
something seems to have saved him from a red card there. So.
Well, he said, oh, that's good, strong running from Gibbon again. Out into midfield. Damon had to have a couple of bites at it. And again, big contact in midfield. Damon again. Little show and go. Fangupo looks to loop it over the top. Will go out to Vainikolo. Vainikolo gives it one more to Tivu. Dances along the back. I'm not sure about the grounding or whether he actually got there. We will have a view of it.
Got goal taken into the in-goal, stepping dead, 22.
Stepping dead is what he's asked,
No
yeah.
try.
So he has, he's gone the back.
Oh,
And I don't know about the grounding either, so 2 for 1.
Sorry, dead in goal.
oh, once you cross the white stuff, put it down, really.
Boys, just off the line,
You
please.
know, I understand
yeah,
making in this wind making the kick a bit easier, but when you're going at that kind of pace, just score the try. Five points is better than none.
So the 22 will roll into touch. And the Country Cockatoos will have a lineup. A 5-man line out, and again you just see the wind causing a little bit of havoc. And again another big contact in midfield. Said to the Country Cockatoos coach that expect this one to be a battle from the midfield, and he said, yeah, they're not going to be ready for what they're going to get. But so far, Perth Gold are getting that. And now they do get free. There is Bew on the way. Gets his hands free, gets the offload away, but forward. So just to clarify, the score is Perth Gold 7, New South Wales Country 5.
Where did Bew come from there through that ruck? No defence from Perth Gold around the back of that ruck, and just door open, and he ran through it.
And you know, when you watch him when he gets going, Bew, from a purely foundational coaching point of view, you sort of wince every time you see him carrying the ball out in front of him like a loaf of bread. But he just seems to have complete control over it.
One of those players with massive hands.
Oh, and it's obviously come back out.
Same tunnel. Yeah, okay, it's a black reset.
He thought he was away, but I think when you see a blindside flanker go galloping down the wing, you know it's probably not come through the number 8's feet.
Highly unlikely that's gone through.
Yeah, there he goes. I mean, he's lucky that he's not been penalised for losing his bind, but back out the same tunnel.
That's it, in and out. So reset once it spits out the same tunnel.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
So after Perth getting a little bit of dominance early, we seem to have returned to parity for the scrum. Perth are a player down, remember, at this point. So Tarawa will kick over the top. Country Eagles will look to counter with Lenihan. Met hard.
Advantage.
The advantage is not getting it away quick enough, and then a penalty. And Damon will go quickly. Does find a little bit of gap in behind, then will send it to Fandupo, who's just lost it forward. Just a little bit too keen to get going at that point. Nice. You turn a penalty into a turnover.
11. You're legal, your player has to roll first, okay?
I'm just trying to, I think it's the captain of the side. He got himself in the wrong spot and then couldn't get away.
That's it, not the referee's job to decide whether you can or can't, though. If you don't, you're going to get pinged. So.
And he really did get into a position where he couldn't. There was nowhere for him to go.
It's one of those where you just kind of shrug and go, well,
oh, well.
That's how it goes.
So Forster will put the ball into the scrum.
Bind! Set!
And they're away again. Damon does well. They are out again. He did manage to get a foot to it, and then yeah, he knocked it on a little bit.
Yeah.
Thought he managed to get it going backwards, which would have been impressive.
You can hear me? I can't hear you. No. Change the sets. Start on. Yeah.
So it will be a scrum to New South Wales.
Time, yeah.
The Country Eagles. Huge amount of pitch to work with. Statistically, the highest scoring set piece. Scrum far left.
Crouch!
Is that
because you take the scrum half out of the defensive lineup, and it's basically one-on-one, and you can create overlaps if you need to. We see that Gibbon has already started to move over to that side. Scrum has wheeled around and will just reset.
Just gone round.
Probably one of my favourite changes in recent years, that you just reset from a wheel, prevents both sides from wheeling. So we will just reset. So Gibbon, and you can just see him in the right of your screen, standing behind Damon.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
So ball goes in. Damon options in and out, then decides to drop back inside to Lenihan.
No.
BU again gets the offload to Damon. BU will pick and drive, and again gets that ball away. Into McInnes. Perth Gold have hands on and turn it over. They've been very good around the breakdown so far, Perth Gold. And the kick is driven, it's kept in by Tuavu. Gibbon takes on a couple. Keeps his feet for long enough. Fired out to the far side, and they're away with Lenihan. Turned over again though. Not enough support, and he gets away, and then just puts the ball on the boot. Everyone kind of stopped and paused and waited. Tuavu again.
Off feet.
Breathless stuff at the moment.
Perth just really strong at that breakdown. Their speed to the breakdown is phenomenal. New South Wales being caught a little bit napping here at times with their lack of support at breakdown and losing that ball.
There again, I think they've got.
Hands away, thank you. 8 didn't roll properly.
They almost had a go, then Fangupo will box kick it over. Where's the bounce go? The bounce works for them. Harris gets going forward. Little pick and go from Marshall.
Up, boys, up.
Now they will look this side. Damon sends it across the front. Ball was a little bit high for Davis, and again I think Perth Gold have got it.
Okay, it's lost, Gold. It's your own player, boys.
Back they will go again. This time they don't look to exit. And the run down the middle just coughs it up. Ends up in the hands of Damon. Damon looks to turn them around and counter-attack. Sends it inside. Offloaded again. Damon will stand in. Marshall gives it off to Harris. Flat ball. McNamara.
It's gone back.
Ball was out. Marshall has to go forward, and again Perth have got hands on. This time he couldn't beat the clean-up. BU again gets the hands outside, and it's a little knock-on.
Wow, Dave, players finally getting a chance to breathe there. That was a long passage of play.
10.
Played all the way down into the
Sorted, mate.
New South Wales country half a number of times, coming back and forth, edge to edge. Really, they're all going to be taking big, deep breaths in right now.
So running repairs all over the place. The referee's comms need to be sorted. I think that's Tarawa. The old Vaseline up the nose to stop the blood. Doesn't matter whether you can breathe or not.
Breathe through your mouth, surely, Dave.
Yeah, we go.
Start breathing from other places. if I was playing in a game like this.
3 years, I think.
Yeah, I know. So I'll explain that one to you.
And there's
I know you
also a
came in
country
legally,
cockatoo player
number
that's
18
down
didn't
as well.
access correctly, that's why I called you off, okay? And the ball came out, yeah? That's all right.
Looks like he's being sent to by the
You want the
physio
ball
there.
quickly, he's got to move away.
Most teams getting through this injury free. I saw a bit of, there's a couple, actually, they're right there. A couple of the Victorian country guys, both with their arms in slings. There was a knee issue for Queensland country.
Yeah,
But both of these teams have got through relatively unscathed.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Oh, he's back on his feet. Looked like that was McNamara down there getting seen to by the New South Wales country physio, Casey Williams.
Crouch.
Credit to both physios, I suppose, for those teams keeping all their players on the park all week.
Keeping rugby players going for 3 games in 4 days is a fairly impressive feat.
Clear it out.
Perth told to use it, which they do. Just go with David in the big
16.
head down, bum up into the 10-12 channel. And then we'll go back into the pocket and clear their lines. Up to around the 10-metre line. So I think I started saying before and then lost it that New South Wales Country Cockatoos is a true countryside. They can only be selected if they're not playing in suburban rugby.
Oh.
Flat ball, really good flat ball to Lenihan, and just about got him, and he's lost it forward, and it's another turnover. And it's Burgess coming away for Perth.
Yeah, first over here. There's nothing there.
First knock on was the Country Cockatoos, but the ball, this ball here is a great ball and a great line, and the covering tackle from Taylor just knocked it loose. Just, it's a game of millimetres, this one, Jason.
Isn't it just, Dave? The smallest little change of angle or hold onto the ball for an extra half second is going to make a very big difference to the result in this game, I think. Interesting the difference the style of the two halfbacks is having here with Fangupo. Fangupo, more of a running player. He likes to hit the line there, carry the ball a bit, whereas Forster more with the that quick delivery off the deck, letting his 10 do the running on the outside.
So David will pull it out, and again they will kick it over the top. This will be the last phase of play, whatever happens with this one. So Davis will send it across to Gibbon. Gibbon will take on Vorster. Vorster will chop him down like a redwood. Fangupo at the back will find Darman. Flat ball again. Shoot defense, got him.
Yes.
And then they're happy to get to half time. So we will go to half time. It has been a breathless 30 minutes of rugby so far today. New South Wales country trailing this one just by the conversion, but they will have the wind at their backs in the second half. It has been a really interesting first half of rugby. So we'll get ready for half number 2. We'll take a short break and we will be back with you at Gleneagles Reserve for the final of the NRC Division 2 2019.
Yeah, but like when
So welcome back, half number 2. Just the 2 points the difference at the moment, with New South Wales Country trailing 7 points to 5 to Perth Gold. This will be a really interesting second half. I think we went to the break with Burgess talking to the referee, and we've just come back to Burgess talking to the referee. We can clarify that's not been a 10-minute long conversation. They have broke between the two.
Getting to know each other quite well there.
I know, right?
He's stopped there. Ben. Ben.
So just asking the captains whether they're ready to go. So Perth Gold will restart as they are kicking into the wind, which does appear to have dropped a little bit at the moment. Brooke.
He's off feet.
Again, they're getting there and they're getting hands on. Darman will kick away, hold it up in the sky. Where's the bounce going to go? The bounce will take a New South Wales Cockatoos bounce. Just stepping back, trying to find a little bit of room. Again, Perth looking for hands on, and again, Perth are asking the question at the breakdown, and I think they've lost it again. The turnover statistics today would be absolutely outstanding.
Absolutely, there'd be some up inside flankers salivating at the opportunity to play in games like we've had today, where that turnover seems to be the easiest thing to find.
Yeah, good bravery from Tuivu as well with that kick, and it's an interesting one. We talked about it. There is a big gap between the midfield defensive line and the back three because they have to judge the wind. And Darman found the gap. Took a cockatoo bounce.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Perth Gold hit the ball to the back of the scrum. Looking for another penalty and getting another penalty. And they are starting to assert themselves at scrum time as well, Jason.
Very much so. That Perth scrum back on top. Got the feeling New South Wales Country were coming back into it in the back end of that first half, but come out fresh and firing the second half. Have Perth and winning that penalty, getting an opportunity now, kick it into the wind, the first kick they've had into the wind.
So Tarawa will just try and drive it towards the touchline. He does make touch, has a little bit to spare as well. So it'll be a New South Wales, it'll be a Perth Gold lineup inside Cockatoo territory.
Boys, two halves again. Come on, sort it out. Nine, get out.
So this is an interesting one. They had it last time with 6 and 9. Both. He's either got to be in the line or out. You can't wander in.
Correct. You can only have one half back in that area. He's got to be at 2 meters from there, and referee not happy that number 6 is stepping outside of the line out.
I mean, he's doing it to call, and they get the driving maul going. It's a penalty, and it's popped out the back, so the Cockatoos can go. Brooke. Nicolo absolutely collected on the blind side. Darman holds it because the shoot defender did its job. Loopy pass gets man and ball, but they're away again. Out the back with Davis. Davis sent it on to Gibbon.
Hands off. Okay, let it come now. No, leave him.
Fangupo. Flat ball again. At the back to Darman. Darman loops it this time. He doesn't get away with it. Tarawa was there.
Another turnover here on the outside.
Oh, somebody open a bakery. There's a million turnovers today.
Okay, use it.
Slow ball. Told to use it. Fangupo does. Little disruptive counter ruck, and that one will carry, find its way to Jackson. Jackson just looks for a gap in midfield and finds one. Then tries to find a way around the outside. Gets well in front of his support runners. So gives them a platform to go from.
Tackle, let him go.
Good leg drive. Tarawa looked to kick, gets it charged down. Picked up by McInnes.
Not now, not now.
Van Gupo with the box kick. Finds the grass.
Hey, watch it, Craig.
So Perth will have a line-up. So a couple of times that the Cockatoos have tried to loop that pass over and beat the shoot defence from Perth Gold. Didn't quite get it right that time. 2 ball, Vorster fires it into midfield. Pass was in a horrible, horrible position. Could not bring it in. So the Cockatoos will have a scrum in a very central position.
So that flying defence from Perth Gold is being made a little easier by the fact that Fangupo has got that pick and he takes a few steps around, scoots around the outside before he throws that pass, gives that defence an opportunity to really shoot up and put pressure on those inside backs of New South Wales country. It's really making it difficult for them to get the ball out wide, or as we saw a little earlier there, throwing that intercept pass.
All right, let's set up, boys.
Oh, now we've got 2 balls. Him throwing that intercept pass, really slowing down that opportunity for that ball to get wide. So having him fire that off the deck a couple of times, particularly when they're looking to go a bit wider, might make it a little bit easier for that midfield to shift that ball to the outside.
Big blind side. 8-9-15 has already sort of been set up over on this near side. Ball is at the back. Perth trying to disrupt it, but Brook does get away. Fangupo just puts it on the floor. Kick through for Perth. Does not quite work as well as it should. Hopefully we are still with you because we just wore a ball. I think we're still going.
Absolutely showered here with your
yeah, you managed to pierce
soft
my
drink
Coke
there.
can. Yeah.
Kind of interesting
We'll see whether
flavour
we
you've
can.
got there. It's a great smell, whatever that is.
Well, I've won a lot. We've lost vision
as well,
so far.
yeah.
So it is a scrum. We will do what we can. I think we've lost referee. Oh no, we are live. We have still got you. So it is a scrum. It's a good job I was wearing glasses, I'll be honest with you.
Quite useful that they've saying they're intentionally wheeling that one, so
Here's a penalty. 38 minutes gone in this one. No real change in the score. And the only difference again is the only difference again was the conversion so far.
2 and 10.
We'll find out who it was who kicked the ball at us. We'll just take the...
New South Wales captain being substituted there as Ben Darman goes off.
Did take a knock early on. And again, we see the wind play havoc. Not straight. I think we can settle back down again.
Bit of excitement there as our commentary table got attacked by a clearance kick.
To line out, boys. To line out.
Knocking screens and soft drinks and mixing desk tables, all kinds of stuff all over the place.
Saving that. That line out works. They do go into midfield. Leonard has stepped into that number 10 role. And the box kick does find grass behind. Where's it going to bounce? It's going to kick away and go dead in goal. So it come all the way back. Of course, all the Perth goal people know exactly where that kick was from. And that's the problem on a day like today with the wind. If it kicks on, it can go a long, long way.
Oh, it's gone. It's going to go all the way. As soon as that came off his boot, you got the feeling that he'd probably put a bit much on it, and he's waiting for a lucky bounce to save that, pull it back. But no such luck. All the way back to where he's kicked it from.
And it puts Perth in a really good position. I think has there been a change for Perth as well on the wing? I'm just trying to work it out. It's hard to tell because it's not really been a day for the back three on either side, has it?
Not much at all. Interesting that there hasn't, well, there's been very little kicking, letting the ball hang in the air and play. We only saw two of them in the first half, which is strange in these kind of windy.
Oh, that's a clean out. Brooks sent back halfway back to New South Wales with the clean out. Save on airfare. Into David. He's met big and strong by Vainicolo. Vorster, near side again. Sent it on to Olo, who's rejoined us. I think there's a change at halfback as well for Perth. Weir has come on. Very similar in stature and look to Vorster. There's another loopy pass on the outside, and now they do get away. Look for the offload inside, didn't come. Little show and straighten. Brook didn't quite beat it. Now they look to this near side. Scoble loses it forward.
Yeah, the strip's fine, but then it's knocked on by this player.
And they've got out of jail because there was a little knock on from one of the Cockatoos.
Perth Gold starting to open things up a bit here, throwing those big wide passes, skip out passes, looking for the outside and trying to stretch those tired legs now as we head into the last quarter of this game.
You get the feeling that the next try will light a blue touch paper on this game. If it goes Perth's way, the Cockatoos will really have to push on.
They'll have to throw everything at it, Dave. They're really going to have to run from everywhere and throw everything at it.
If it goes the Cockatoos' way, Perth are not out of it because there'd only be a converted try would win it for them, so they would then have to push everything. How big is that? Step on the dead ball line. In the first half from Tiavu.
That is true. That's 5 points at this point. That is the game, isn't it?
Options near side as well if they want to go that way. They've got another advantage up from the scrum. And they're just compounding the punishment. And now they do come this near side. They are even numbers. Kick over the top, bounces into touch. They'll come back for the penalty.
You'd think at this point with a game this close, somebody's got to point at those white sticks on the far side.
Well, I'm just having a look. It will take them 5 points in front, which is a comfortable gap.
Have your shot. Have your shot.
Shot was called, and it was called quite early by Meredith. He's wandered over to take the ball. The tee will come out.
No, don't let them do that. We've got 2 balls.
So Vorster will have to take his time. So just try and get a feel for the wind. He throws up the grass, which will probably just disappear.
You have to have quick eyes to see where that's going. This will be blowing right to left across the posts.
He's
as
a
he lines it up.
right footer, so we want to aim outside that right hand upright, but also try and drive it as low as possible to keep it underneath the wind. Sets it on his way, looks good off the boot. Flags go up. They have gone to 5 points clear. 10 points to 5.
Timing, boys.
There you see it starts way outside the right post, and the wind will bring it back.
Way back, almost halfway to the touchline when it lands.
So Perth with a little bit of breathing space, and then they lose it at the back of the ruck, and the Cockatoos can turn it over. Remember, a try will even it up. The conversion would put them in front.
Advantage high.
Advantage for High. I wonder whether it's the same player. They are coming back.
High tackle, number 7.
No, number 7, so that's Taylor, so he got away. Would have been an interesting conversation if it was Olo, you would think.
Definitely would have been a tough one to get around if it had been him.
Yeah.
You'd think he's
Oh,
he's probably chasing ball carriers on his knees at the moment just to make sure, particularly with the game this close in the balance.
Well, they've decided, the Cockatoos have decided to take a shot as well, and I think it's, you know, we talked about it, and there's no, we are now playing for sheep stations, aren't we? There's a fair chunk of trophy sat over there on halfway.
That trophy is massive. That's got to be one of the biggest trophies in Australia, I think.
It's got to be one of the, it's probably one of the biggest trophies in rugby, no? Heineken Cup might be up there.
I don't know of anyone that's anything that's just huge. It's 3 times the size of the World Cup.
It's got a lovely story behind it as well. It was found in a cupboard at Rugby Australia, wasn't it?
It was sent to us at.
And he's pulled that one.
Yep, found in a cupboard in Rugby Australia. Jess Weatherid sent Pete Gardner a message. Said, "Do you guys need a trophy down there? We found one." Sent a photo. Looked like it was about 12 centimeters tall. Pete said,
was it next to a really big Coke can?
That's good. That's great. Send it down. It arrived when the package arrived. We looked at it and we were like, "Oh,
It's a big box for a small trophy.
exactly." Cracked it open. There it was. Wow. Anyway, that's the NRC Division 2 trophy. So.
Driving kick over halfway. Cockatoos will sit underneath it. McNamara will restart them, and then Beer will get going towards halfway. Lost it forward though, and Perth Gold again will turn over. And a penalty. And it's not been New South Wales Country's day at the breakdown today.
Not at all. It's been another high tackle there though, Dave. It's been a lot of high tackles today in all of the games we've been watching.
Yes, you also feel as well that now the referees are tightening up on it from a World Rugby directive. High tackles are the flavour of the month somewhat, aren't they?
They do seem to be. Anything
And
that's,
there was a
that's sort of-
Fijian slated again this week.
Yes.
Obviously the talking point with your good mate Owen Farrell.
Yeah, he's dare I say, got some of his own medicine.
Off the top of the lineup, they'll go again. Flat ball, David. First time today he's really managed to get going outside the gain line, and they're off again. So they look this near side. Taylor into midfield.
No, leave it. Good.
Weir again. Flat ball from Leonard. Now they will spread to the touchline. Little pick and go, gives them an extra metre or two. Leonard again, flat ball. That's Olo. Much better with ball in hand than sat on a chair at halfway.
Here it is.
He's told to go and get it. Which he does. Leonard again. Well, I think he'd spent it before he had it then. Lenihan once, sorry, not Lenihan. Short was looking to where he was going to toss it down before he had hold of it.
I think there were 3 big yellow jerseys bearing down on him there.
Give him a chance. If he's the first player to arrive and your player's hitting from behind,
I think he was thinking about his footwork before he had it in hand.
the ball, and you guys hit him, it's pretty hard for him to get out of there. So you've got to let the ball come out, okay?
More conversation about the breakdown. Most of the conversation from Perth to the referee has been about the breakdown. They certainly feel like they've got the ascendancy at the breakdown.
Feeling hard done by. I think that they feel New South Wales country just not getting away quick enough, allowing them to play the quick ball that they love to play.
But what the referee is saying is that if you hold him there and don't let him get out, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's everyone.
So the scrum goes down and we'll reset.
Also, referee saying if the ball's available for you to play it,
Play it.
If it's there and he's having no effect, then you've got to reach in, pull it out, and use it. Don't look at me to ask for special treatment. If the ball's there to play some rugby.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Free kick this time, goes the way of the Cockatoos. Fangupo wants to go.
Gone backwards.
Went backwards and it's not done them any favours, so Fangupo will put the ball on boot. Again, it will skip away. Will it go? It's going to find its way. It's just going to keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. Yeah, and it's gone, and again,
Oh, wow.
we talked about it. If it skips away,
Number 1.
That's a long way back now.
it is.
Heartbreaking for the forwards when you put that one over the top and it's running away and everybody's moving forward. So then have to turn
Look
around
how
and go
far they've come back.
all the way.
That's almost to the 22.
That's just heartbreaking. No, you go from that front foot moving up the field to now turned around under massive pressure.
And it will be a Perth scrum as well. So just to double the woes.
Crouch. Bind.
They've split 3 and 3, Perth.
Set.
The fullback standing kind of straight behind so he can choose whichever way he wants to go.
Oh,
Again, they've just
And-
destroyed the Cockatoo scrum. And Olo will work through the middle. Sorry, Mio, that is the number 8, working through the middle.
Okay, hands away.
Now they get going again. Go to the right-hand side. Flat ball to Jackson, tries to find a way through, burrows towards the line. Flat ball again, this time it is Olo with ball in hand.
New advantage.
This time the number 5 doesn't get away. He thinks about the drop goal, Leonard. Sorry, not Leonard, it is Leonard. Then he'll loop it over the top to Jackson. Jackson steps back inside. Just tripped over as he went through.
That's a fine position there. We're going back.
We go back for the penalty.
New South Wales country need to be careful here. That's a couple of penalties on the trot.
Captain, not rolling here. Scrum penalty, centre field.
Could get themselves into a bit of trouble there.
Not rolling penalty here.
Not rolling.
Scrum penalty, centre field.
He's giving him the choice as to which one he wants. He's going to have the scrum here, and I think he will take the scrum. I mean,
No
and this
doubt.
is within. So the last 2 Perth scrums that we've seen have resulted in a penalty. Well, how far out are they?
I know they're different penalties. We've still got to be where we are.
Just trying to pick a 5 metre line. I think they're about 5 metre line. So you can hear the Perth pack, how excited they are for this scrum. If they concede a penalty in this one, are we going to see them trot under the posts?
You'd think so. That depending on where the ball is in the scrum, but based on what's just happened.
Wait, is that the? Just trying to check. Is that the try line in the background? Are we
I think
5 out?
And they're standing on the 5. It looked like there.
And now they do get going forward. He's got to work hard, and they do get another penalty.
Penalty it is.
And you'll think that they'll just reset that scrum.
Oh, definitely will. And they'll go again, and the referee's going to have to start looking over his left shoulder there, I think.
The big boys from the opposite end of the Nullarbor have got their tails up at the moment.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, boys. When they're getting a shove on, you've got to stay straight in the contest. Yeah,
There is pressure before you even say 7.
Okay, yep, I'll give the message now. Let's go.
So Cockatoos saying that they're getting all of their dominance pre-engage, which, you know, is...
So, here's my message to you. I need you to hold your loading until I say set. Understood? Clear gut, stability.
So what
So
the
talking
Cockatoos are saying...
axial loading there, Dave. That's the big talk this year in scrums, where you can't push your weight onto the opposition
Crouch!
before set.
Set!
Well, that's all good to begin with. Do they get going again? Well, they do.
Oh, yeah.
They decide to pick and go with Mio, and Mio will get over. And Perth will score. With around 3.5 minutes to go.
Yep, stand on. Boys.
15 points to 5 with the kick to come.
Seems an uphill battle now for New South Wales country, doesn't it? Not impossible.
It's not impossible. It's improbable.
Tough kick with the wind. Country will want to get this one going again pretty quickly. So you'd think their chat will be quick, but
On the kick, you mean?
this kick will not happen in a hurry.
Probably like a minute.
He's asking the Perth kicker is asking how long he's got on the kick. I think he probably wants to take as much time off the clock as he possibly can. So Meredith with the conversion. They look for the charge, so he hasn't started yet. Then they'll send it on the way. Looks okay off the boot, but dragged right across the front, so the flags will stay down. 10 points the difference. 2 and a bit minutes to go in this one. It's a massive ask. Interesting point of note, this is the first time that these 2 teams have played each other since around, they reckon, 2005 in the old Australian Rugby Championship was the last time that Perth and New South Wales country played each other. They were involved in the under-20s competition that was at Theberton a couple of years ago, but at a senior rep level, these 2 teams haven't faced each other for a while.
That's 15 years, so great to have them back and involved here in Adelaide.
High contestable kick again, but rising high was Taylor. Weir to Leonard, flat out the back. Mio couldn't quite get it under control. Will be a Cockatoos penalty. The time for kicking to touch and the time for kicking a goal is gone. Hits on the floor. Taylor gets after it. And it's still going for Taylor. Won't sit up for anybody. And Gibbon was able to get back and get it. And again, no real thought of an exit play. They'll fire it out to this near side. Ball is kept moving, and again, they just try and find the safety of the inside ball. Must keep it on the island now, New South Wales. Harris. And they will send it into midfield. And they have decided to go, and they've decided to go to the corner. Again, it's going to take a skip bounce. It's going to find its way. Just let it go. He decided to keep going. There's about 10 seconds left. It was touched. So it is a New South Wales Country Cockatoos ball. This will be it. So I'm just trying to work out, is there a way? There is a try and a conversion, which would be 7 points, and then even if they got a penalty from that try, that they could take it halfway. A long penalty goal wouldn't, or they could kick the line out and go again. So it is possible, but extremely unlikely. First phase done.
Advantage not rolling.
They've got a penalty.
7 on you.
Slow and scrappy.
You're holding him in there.
Again,
I
it's
can't help you when you're holding him in.
slow and scrappy.
Come in. Get in there. Let's go, get in.
Still playing that
Does
penalty
that-
advantage.
Yeah, I thought he was over the line. That must be the 5-meter line. They are very, very close. They're just trying to lock down the door.
22 back.
Again, they will pick and drive. Do get go forward. Got to come back for another penalty. So they can kick to touch and take the line out.
And 12.
It's okay, boys. We have lights here. We can play as long as you want. This time they tap and go. Head down from Hobbs. And Perth will turn it over, and Perth will kick it out the back. And that will be that. So the new NRC Division 2 champions for 2019 are Perth Gold. They go unbeaten. 2 impressive scores, and then 15 points to 5 against New South Wales Country. New South Wales Country will have to go away and lick their wounds and look to come back next year. So the big old trophy will find its way across the Nullarbor and sit with Perth for a year.
That was everything we expected it to be, Dave. There was back and forth. There was physicality. There was a little bit of excitement over there with the step on the dead ball line to the turnover. Did it have any effect? Well, you can add those 7 points to it, and it's only 15-12 anyway. Would it have made a difference to how they attacked at the end? Who knows? But what a game! Lots of excitement. Beautiful week here in Adelaide. And thank you very much for all of your words for us this week. It's been a pleasure listening and watching. We hope you've enjoyed it at home.
It's been absolutely fantastic. Let me say thank you very much for joining us. From everyone at Spacequake Sports, it's been a wonderful weekend. We cannot leave without a massive thank you to our camera operator down in the right-hand corner, Debbie Poyner. It's her last one with us today. She's only going to get herself a job. So congratulations, Debbie. Thank you for all your work for Spacequake Sports. That's her last one. And from all of us at Glen Eagles Reserve, thank you for spending your time with us over this weekend. We will see you again very soon.